여러분 안녕, 잘 지냈어? So today I am here with a video on how to start learning Korean. I will go through my 4 best advice for someone who is just currently thinking about learning Korean or who doesn't know where to begin. So yeah, number 1. I definitely recommend that everybody start out with learning Hangul. And I know that some people seem quite scared about this, but you really shouldn't be. It's not as difficult as it seems. If you just practice, then you can learn really fast. It will really make a big difference. So that's definitely what I recommend that you start out with. There's a lot of free places to learn Hangul online. You can just search on YouTube. Personally, I recommend Talk to Me in Korean. I usually always do that because they are really good and it is free, so don't worry about that. So advice number 2, start listening to Talk to Me in Korean podcasts. They have some grammar podcasts with the levels 1 to 9, and they start on the complete basic level on like how to introduce yourself, how to say yes, how to say no, and so on. And the reason why I recommend doing this is first of all because you won't have the problem that I personally had when I thought about learning Korean, which is where do I begin, like what should I learn first, what is the most important, and so on. Do I need this before I can learn this? And there's just a tons of questions like those, and you don't have to worry about that because they have planned everything out perfectly. So you just have to start, and again, that's free as well. Also, they have basically they have done a really good job on those lessons. So they teach you grammar. At the same time, they help you practice a lot of vocabulary. And they also provide sample sentences. So if you feel like you're not really going anywhere because you're only learning a few words and different grammar, so you still won't be able to say anything, then you can memorize some of the sample sentences. So you will be able to say more and at the same time be able to practice your vocabulary and your grammar. Advice number 3 is practice. I know this seems like, I don't know, maybe sort of silly to say because a lot of people will say, well, of course you need to practice. Everything has to be practiced before you can do it. But I think a lot of people underestimate this part of learning a language, especially in the beginning when you have to learn Hangul. Depending on the languages you already know, then it will be very different. Do it regularly so that you will be able to remember and it will become a lot more natural to you. Something you can always do is make sure to write everything down, and also something that I personally am a fan of is to record myself when I read out different sample sentences. Advice number 4, and also my last advice, is everything that you make, save it. In a few months from now, depending on how much you study and practice, of course, there will be a very big difference in your Korean skills. And sometimes if you don't feel like you're going anywhere, or if something is just really difficult, or I don't know, you just feel sad, or whatever the reason might be, if you go back and look at your first notes and you listen to your first recordings and so on, you will, I can't even describe the feeling that you'll get. It just feels really awesome to listen to yourself and hear how much you have improved, and seeing how much easier it is for you to write now, how much more natural it seems to you, and also for your hand to write all the characters. So yeah, I definitely recommend that, and I know it might not seem like a very important thing, but staying motivated is just a giant part of being able to become fluent in anything. If you're not motivated at all, you won't be able to do it, and that's just the way it is, and I think everybody knows this. So if you're not able to somehow maybe look back at how much you have already improved, then you might lose your motivation and then you'll just get stuck. I recently looked at my first notes and also listened to my very first recordings, and it was a really funny experience. There was just such a big difference in the way that I would pronounce things and how slowly I would do it. I would immediately stumble across my words and I would like mess things up and I would pronounce it wrongly. And now I was just able to say those sentences immediately without any problem. So it made me feel really, really great. And even though I didn't really need a confidence boost at the time, if I had been sad about anything, it would have helped so much. So yeah, basically that is my 4 advice for you today. And there will be videos sort of regularly. I hope you enjoyed this, that you found this just somewhat helpful. See you guys another day. Bye!